Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Magnum Opus. This is a show about Twin Bloods and their little gang of mystery. Well, currently somebody's on fire, but that's something else that we need to talk about. Let's introduce everybody, starting with me. I am Rina playing as Munchies, aka Ava.
I'm Haley and I'm playing Auntie P.
My name is Joel, and I'm playing Cadmus, who is probably the best alchemist if you ask him, second best alchemist if you ask anyone else.
All right. And I'm Lou. I'll be your storyteller for this evening. We begin with the same voice as the previous episodes. This mysterious figure that sits in his little office that kind of looks over the city of Chicago itself. His face, still not revealed to us, kind of echoes as the camera drifts along the city itself. As we see the buildings and the streets, the busybodies down below, he continues his story. The alchemist multiplies the power of the elixir, infusing it with the alchemist's own force. Last we left off, our coterie had acquired the most, if not all, of the ingredients necessary for the final recipe in the book. So far, they've got all the pieces needed to complete this little puzzle. The question is, will they be able to? Why don't we find out in tonight's episode? Multiplication. The camera then cuts to where the three of you were last seen. You were in the burnt down warehouse of the Sunburners. It's where Rick had allegedly, well, not allegedly, he literally launched an attack on his former comrades. And, well, the whole place was burnt down. The three of you had collected a particular item, fire salamander, that was well and alive in the basement. Last we left off, the three of you were having a little bit of trouble with finding out how to transport such a creature. We'll pick it up there as the three of you just get into the car, or not get into the car, but rather try to fit a cage with the salamander in the car. What does this look like, and what do we peer into?
I think Auntie's still holding it because she's currently fire resistant with the so she's like holding the cage. Maybe if I sit on the seat holding the cage with the salamander, everything won't immediately catch on fire.
You're on fire. Things are gonna catch on fire. If not the salamander, then you.
Then we just have to drive very quickly, because either that or I just walk down the road holding this thing, and I think that's going to be worse.
Can't we kind of calm this creature down?
I don't
Auntie
think
looks down at the cage. Be calm.
You see it licking, its flames licking the edges of the cage, and because you're fire resistant, you don't actually feel anything, Auntie. It's actually kind of chilly outside tonight. But you can see the tiny little creature with like plasma core within it, kind of like shooting like its tongue in your direction with flames.
Okay, salamanders are similar to snakes, right? Maybe we just...
I mean, the animals, but like one's a reptile and one's an amphibian. It's a...
Here we are again with this conversation.
Yeah.
Can I try I don't know if this is gonna work. This creature understands things, so maybe it will work. Can I try to entrance the thing so it will try to murder us? While we try to drive.
Sure. You wanna look at the creature straight on? Its fiery body just looking back at you. Absolutely. Go ahead and make me a roll for your entrancement. You need a arouse check as well. Munchies gets a little hungrier. 3 successes. Okay. You use a willpower point to reroll 3 dice. Dice gods have spoken. That's a total of 4
Terrible.
ones in your roll. Munchies, as you draw closer and closer to the cage that's currently being held by Auntie P, first of all, the flames are dancing around Auntie P as well as this cage. And as you draw closer and closer, you can see that this is dangerous. This is a dangerous move that you're doing. In order to entrance a creature, you need to be very close to them and with a little bit of eye contact. As you do this, something stirs within you. Something that all kindred have to a certain degree, even thin bloods. There is fear in looking at fire itself. And you haven't experienced this before, but you feel it stir and tumble around within you. You want to run. I need you to make a frenzy check. Your DC will be 3. With 4 successes, as you look directly onto this creature and you exert the powers of presence, you feel that fear simmer down quite a bit as you calm that inner voice within you. However, as your preternatural senses are projected onto this tiny little creature, there is no effect. You don't find any success with calming it down. Matter of fact, it looks at you and its tongue kind of shoots out in your direction as well. Thankfully, Auntie's there to stop it, and she is fire resistant.
Well, that failed. So is our plan just to drive as quickly as possible, man?
Yeah, I think so. I think we just drive as fast as possible back to the
Okay.
place and then find a concrete room to put it in.
Jesus, okay. Would you like to drive, Cadmus? I'm going to call.
Sure.
I'm gonna call ahead of time so that they can have a fireproof area for us.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Absolutely. I do not want to be anywhere near the fire. So Cadmus will hop into the front seat and just kind of pull his sleeves up like, yep, nope, I got this. This will be fine.
It'll be fine.
This will
We'll
be
we'll
entirely
open
fine.
the window. Well, it's enough out. I don't think it'll die by the wind, right? I don't think so. I don't hope so.
Auntie P, you're holding onto this thing, right? Where are you gonna sit?
I don't know how big the cage is, but she was going to have the cage like on her lap as she's like sat in the back seat.
Excellent. Sure. Auntie, you step inside the back seat and you sit on the seat itself. It doesn't take a few moments before you notice that there's smoke coming underneath you. The flames are beginning to burn up whatever you touch.
Yep. We need to. Might not be much of a car left by the time we get there. So, yep, the quicker the better.
Absolutely. Okay, so you guys are gonna just continue on with the flaming seat behind you? Sure. Right.
I guess
No
so.
worries.
It can only go well for
Smoke
us.
beginning to bellow out of the car itself as you begin driving through the streets of Gary. Who's driving, by the way? Cadmus, I need you to make a dexterity and drive roll, please. Don't forget to rouse the blood if you want to. Never mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely should have. I will willpower re-roll the 2 that I failed.
Sure. Let's see. Okay. With 2 successes, you drive out of Gary, Indiana at a continual pace. Not fast because you don't want to get into a car crash. Not too fast because you don't want to get into a car crash. But you don't drive too slow as to let the flame spread across the interiors of this car. Whose car is this, by the way?
Sunny's.
Right, that's right. That's right. It's Sonny's vehicle. Right. Whatever is going to be left of it is probably gonna have some words with you, Munchies, if you care to. But you drive out of Indiana, make it to the border of Chicago, and whoever is at the front, so that will be Munchies and Cadmus. I need you guys to make a roll here, wits and awareness. Auntie, I need you to roll something as well, as the lizard, the salamander begins thrashing within the cage itself. Strength and brawl to hold on to the cage itself.
Jesus,
Oh.
the
You
rolls.
guys are having a rough night.
Hey, I got 2 crits. This is a messy crit right here.
It's getting smashing
Oh
out.
shit,
floor.
those are 2 10s. Wow, okay. Cadmus with only 1 success. Munchies with 4 successes on a messy crit. Okay. This is what happens. So, as you're driving down the highway, you would notice that it's a bit of traffic on the road. It's not too much that the flow is completely halted. However, you will have to switch lanes a few times, Cadmus, in order to, traverse through the busy highway itself. With the help of Munchies, you probably can make it through without being too slowed down. The problem is, Munchies, with those 4 successes, as you look behind you can see that the smoke that's gathering around Auntie P has now started making their way towards you as well. Even though the car is moving, a lot of the smoke is dispersing outside the vehicle itself, and you can see that you're leaving a trail of just fog behind you as the car seats behind where Auntie is sitting is literally burning down. You can feel the exoskeleton of the vehicle itself, Auntie P, on your footing as you realize the carpet beneath you is gone. Munchies.
She's just balancing her feet on literally the metal frame of the car because there's no floor to put her feet on anymore.
The soft parts of their seat it's gone. It's at this point, it's gone, and the fire is quickly spreading. You would know, Munchies, with those 4 successes that you guys are not gonna make it at this process because fire spreads quickly, very, very quickly. And you gain the paranoia compulsion as that fear once again rises, and that voice telling you to just run echoes within your mind.
We're not gonna make it. We are not gonna make it.
What do you mean we're fine? It's like
We're not.
the back window explodes. There's just smoke.
At this point, Munchies is probably calling in backup. Anybody, Judy, anyone? Hey, bring another car, please. Especially one with a pickup, like a bed, like behind
I
it, a
mean, there's
pickup truck.
quite a few different cars around you. You guys are in the highway, and people are starting to notice, by the way. People are looking in your direction as Cadmus weaves through the highway itself. You can see eye just glued to you as you're passing.
If there's
Uh,
like like there is a pickup or some kind of truck around us, yeah, Auntie would be like, okay, slow down. We'll just have to grab another vehicle.
preferably a pickup truck where the fire's not gonna get to us, please.
Sure. Cadmus, what do you do? Your audio's out. You might have muted yourself.
Yep, I definitely did. Thank you. I'm going to drive down and out, try and find an abandoned alleyway or somewhere where there's not that many people to pull the car over. Just because I don't think the car's making it very far.
Okay, so you take an exit, the nearest one you can find, and you just drive off into the side. You guys, funnily enough, you make it to like just before the back of the yards area. And as you drive out, you exit 94, find an abandoned alleyway. There's quite a few people looking in your direction, but you manage to make it there before the whole car is burnt to a crisp. You exit, but as you make your way out of this alleyway, you don't see a lot of things. There's not a lot of people here. However, the flames are, continually spreading, and soon this car is probably going to explode.
Suggest that we start running away from the car.
Yeah,
on board.
Auntie gets out with the salad, like holding the cage thing, and starts like jogging away from the car.
I'll follow after. Can we just bring the ingredients here? Rather than going back.
I don't think we can cook here on the street with.
No, let's find like a space.
Yeah. I mean, we can. I guess we just can look around. Like, is there anywhere we can
Is
go?
there anywhere we can hide?
Wits and awareness. Let's see what's going on around you. All three of you roll wits and awareness, please. 4 successes for Munchies, 2 successes for Cadmus. And Priscilla's got 3. Okay. So, for Auntie and the Munchies, as you look around, you would notice that there is a not black, it's like a rusted, like gray van off to the side. That seems to just be like no one's touched it. It looks like no one's touched it in years. There is a nearby what do you call it, tire shop. It looks like it's about to close down. Its lights are turning off right now. But you would also notice that the people in this area, probably the homeless, are looking in your direction, and they're pointing at you guys. They're saying some gibberish and whatnot, and you can see that other people are gathering around the vicinity.
Okay, what is our plan? Because I can distract the crowd, but
I mean, I would say I'd go and steal a car, but I'm currently on fire, so
we can probably
that might be
ask
problematic.
somebody to give up their car. I'll go to the tire shop, guy. Probably has a car.
Okay, Cadmus, what do you do?
Cadmus is just kind of head down, just kind of put his hood up, just trying to avoid being seen. Just kind of I don't really know what to do here. I'm not really, not entirely certain what to. I could probably, if we find maybe a kitchen or somewhere with a blender, I can probably try and make something. I could probably levitate the salamander, and so we don't really have to. It doesn't have to be in contact of something, but I mean that's also if we're trying to hide the giant flaming lizard, like levitating the giant flaming lizard also
I
probably
don't
won't
think
help.
that's better. I think that's gonna make
Also-
it worse.
Oh yeah, Auntie's on fire as well, so that also. Yeah, I'm not of much help right now, but I can try something. I can try
The
something.
Camarilla has a term for the situation. I'm
It's
not
a
sure if you guys know what that
breach.
is, but it's a giant flaming masquerade breach, if anyone has ever seen it. In any case, Munchies, you make your way towards the tire shop while Auntie P and Canvas try to be hidden? Question mark. And you see a guy that's looks like he's maybe just over the age of 18. He's really young. Looks like he's wearing like a tire shop uniform, and he's closing shop as we.
Hi.
Whoa, lady. Whoa.
No need to be
Hey.
scared.
Hey, I don't know. I'm just closing shop. Hey, we're closed. We're closed.
Yeah, I can see that. I was just wondering if you can give us a lift if you have a car. Our cars kind of ran out of steam.
Lady, this ain't a mechanic shop. This is a tire shop. We replace tires. This isn't how it works.
Do you have a car?
I have a bike.
Okay, that's not gonna be like Munchies is gonna turn around, pinch her nose, start calling. I'll call Judy. See if she picks up. Or Mav. Anybody who's picking up, please.
Yeah, Judy is. Well, you didn't get her number, did you? I think she gave it to Cadmus. She didn't give it to you. But you dial
I have Judy's
Mavs.
number.
Yeah, if you dial Mavs, it rings probably twice before he picks up. He says, "Ava,
Mavs, are you good?
I'm okay. Something happened."
Yes. We are currently in a pinch, and we really need a pickup truck or something, like anything. Back of the yards, we have a flaming salamander with us, and Auntie's on fire, and our car probably just exploded somewhere. I don't know. We started running.
You can see
Wait.
that there is a stunned response on the other side.
Please, we burned down the sunburners place.
All right,
We
send me
need
your
a ride.
send me the goddamn coordinates. You know what this is, right? You know what's gonna happen if you literally have a fire salamander with
I know. That's why
out in the streets.
I am hoping that Auntie and Cadmus are smart enough to actually hide while I was trying to get us a ride.
Send me your fucking coordinates. God damn, one thing after another.
Okay. I'm sending the coordinates and walking back or running back to where, kind of like a fast jog sort of thing towards Auntie and Cadmus.
Before you get back there, Auntie and Cadmus, what are you guys doing? You just standing there?
Trying to like hide in an alley or something, I guess. Like, there's only so much hiding you can do when you're hot, when you're on fire, holding something that's also on fire. It's kind of hard to hide.
I need you to roll composure and subterfuge at a -4 penalty.
Okay. I think that's literally nothing, but we'll.
Okay,
Sure.
you have 1 dice to roll. Sure.
Uh,
You have a minimum of 1 dice every roll.
what was the roll? Sorry, what was
Composure
subterfuge?
and subterfuge.
Uh-huh.
Or sorry, stealth, not subterfuge, stealth.
Vision stuff.
Negative
Same
4
diff.
penalty because you're on fire. How does one hide fire?
How does one hide fire?
What if you sat in the car so you blended into the fire, like camouflage?
Shockingly, that's a 0 successes.
Cadmus, what are you doing? Are you speaking to Auntie at all?
No, Cadmus is just kind of backed away and just kind of.
No, you rolled. You can roll a minimum 1 dice. You rolled 0 dice. Auntie.
Just roll a 1d10, I guess. Okay, it's a fail. All right. So, Cadmus, you're not even gonna come near the fire at all. You just
Hell no.
blend into the background. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm backing away. It might burn my book.
Okay. As you back up, you would bump into one of the other people that's seemingly like looking in your direction because there is a car on fire. And you bump into this homeless individual as an older gentleman. What you there, young man?
Sorry about that, sir.
What's
I apologize.
going on over there, huh?
I think it's a YouTube TikTok prank, but
You
it's
the
gone
what?
awry.
You the what?
Yeah, very awry.
You got some change?
No, sorry.
Here's some change for a vet.
I only have yeah, my electronics pay. I don't have cash anymore. Not many people have cash anymore, unfortunately.
So no change.
If I had any, I'd give it to you.
He just looks at you. This old, wrinkled old man with graying hair is just looking at you with disgust. Yeah, piece of shit, he says as he walks off.
You have a nice night, transient. Gavin's just kind of just find somewhere near. Like he's not hiding so much as just kind of, he's staying still within the area because he doesn't want munchies around him to leave without him. But he also is doesn't want to be near the fire at all.
Okay, Auntie, as you stand there with your 0 successes, you notice more and more people are coming this way, and a lot of the populace of the streets are very confused on what to do here. They probably have seen burning cars before, but not a burning lady. Hey, are you okay? Hey, are you okay? Hey, get some water. We gotta put the fire out.
Yeah, please. The pain hurts so much. I feel like I'm dying, but please, water.
This is when Munchies comes back and witnesses the scene alongside Cadmus.
Oh, jeez. Munchies is just... Okay, activate awe. I guess we're just running with this.
All right, so you're gonna pass by the flaming car once again. You're gonna go nearby the flaming car onto the crowd of people on the other side. This is an alleyway, by the way. You guys are in an alleyway, so you have to pass through the vehicle that's on fire.
Jesus. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, I need you to roll frenzy once again. Auntie doesn't need to make a roll because she's literally fireproof. Okay, with 4 successes, as you make it your way over there, you can feel the pangs of the beast telling you to just turn back and run away, but you suppress it. You make it to the other side, and those people are looking at you like you're crazy.
No, I'm just gonna activate all. Immediately going like, well, that's a wrap, people. This is, after all, a paid performance. Are you here all to pay for it, or?
Yeah, get some water. This lady is also affected by the fire. Lady, you need to get out of there.
Auntie just looks to Munchies like no, it's okay, guys. It's all a stunt. I'm a paid stunt woman. I'm everything's fine. I know exactly what I'm doing.
And do they look at you, their skin that's not even burning?
It's hard to see. It's like I'm actually wearing like a flame retardant suit, but you can't see because it's made to look like it's just me.
It's a professional
How do you think they do it in the movies?
show.
Yeah.
you can see the whole crowd is confused by this. But they with your preternatural powers, Munchies, you can see that their eyes are beginning to calm down a little bit. The tension in their shoulder is beginning to like loosen in this moment. But you can still see a lot of those people are doubting what they're seeing, kind of like they don't understand what the hell is going on here.
Again, if you want to stay, you can pay. But we are trying to finish up our scene. So if you would just
Where are the fucking cameras? Always filming in our streets without permission. The government's gonna hear about this. The governor. No, it's the mayor, douchebag. Same thing. Call the fucking police.
Oh yeah,
It's
and
those YouTubers again.
have you all arrested for like begging on the street and shit? Who do you think they will believe? Come on.
Lady, we've been here for years. Out in the streets. We know these streets. We were born in them. Yeah. You can just hear these people kind of just shouting profanities at the three of you, or the two of you rather, because Cadmus is not in the scene.
I'm so tempted to just release the salamander. No, I'm just gonna be like, and they still trust the police even though they grew up on the streets, huh?
Hey, do the math, lady. You see them all kind of looking all the same, like in similar fashion, except you guys don't fit in. Like you can see that they're wearing like rags and like makeshift like blankets and shit, while you guys are all well dressed. Auntie's barely dressed actually. Her clothes are probably on fire. Holding a salamander in a cage. Things are gonna get worse here. It clicks with the three of you right now, as people here are not used to seeing this shit.
Auntie, can't you just throw the car at them?
I think we should leave. This Cadmus will kind of like walk up to everyone, just very hesitantly holding his book, like we should.
Yeah, listen. Clearly, we're done filming in this location, considering the crowd that's now here. Can't work in these conditions. And Auntie will just start walking away, back through where the flaming car is, and she just kind of like climbs through the car like it was, we're already. She's on fire. The salamander's on fire. The car's on fire. Like, who cares?
All right, let's go.
Yeah, the question is, where do you guys go? Do you guys just turn the corner? There's the tire shop is still there, by the way, that you can break into if you choose to.
That's the worst place for a flaming ass people to walk into. Tires are very.
What about the shitty grey van? Can we like get in the back of that and like maybe try and like go somewhere or make a bit of distance or something? Like,
maybe there's like a restaurant or something. If there's like a restaurant or a bakery or something like that that might have an oven, we could store the salamander in the oven without burning the building down.
Okay, so where do you guys go? Do you try the van?
well, can we store Auntie in the? Well, I guess without the salamander, Auntie. Well, no, she would still be on fire. Right? Would she be on fire? Or is it the salamander that's making her on fire?
No, you'd still.
No, she is on fire anyway, isn't she? Because of the... Yeah. So unless there's a oven big enough for Auntie, I don't think it's going to matter.
So, I take it you guys make your way to the nearest point of interest, which is the rusted grey van.
Auntie's going to try the van, yeah. See if it's running.
Sure. As you make your way to the back of the van, you try to open it a little bit, or not, sorry, not the back, the side of the van. You try to, to grip the handle and push it to the side to open it up. It takes a little bit of strength to actually do that. However, because you are Auntie and you have potence, you manage to just pull it with enough strength, so that the door kind of slides out. And inside, you see that it's completely empty. The parts have been stripped from this van. However, as you step inside, you quickly realize that this is the best thing you're gonna get for a hiding spot for someone that's on fire.
Auntie's just gonna chill in here then with the salamander.
We'll close the door on you for now. But it's like you can see like Munchie's all like I don't like this area. It smells like piss.
Okay, so do you guys just where do you guys just wait for Mavs then outside? Okay, cool. It takes quite some time for him to get here. It's as he has to drive from the previous location, from where the party is happening, and it takes like 30 or so minutes for him to make it this way, before he rolls up with a pickup truck. He steps outside the vehicle and he looks at the two of you, Munchies and Cadmus. He has, as always, he has slicked back hair. He's wearing a leather jacket. He's like a white shirt underneath it. He's got that intense look about him once again. He rolls up to both of you and he says, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Right now, just waiting, trying to minimize damage as much as possible.
He looks towards a car that's completely burned up and exploded like 20 minutes ago. Yeah. And you decide to stay at the location. You know, word gets out. This is still Camarilla grounds.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want to be. They potentially say like what they're going to want to mark us for death even harder than previous.
It's not about that, Cadmus. It's about people knowing. Sure, they can kill us, but they don't want people knowing we're out here. Where's Auntie?
The Munchies will just slide open the door.
Oh, Munchies,
Auntie's just sat on the
as
floor.
you touch the handle, it's so hot. It is like it burns your skin immediately if you touch it.
Wait, is Mav here? I can hear you guys talking outside. Hang on, let me open the door. It's probably really hot. His auntie will open it from inside the van.
You see him kind of look away as the heat escapes from the van itself. You can see that the gray metals right now are completely like they're in a certain color now. They're not gray, rusted gray color anymore. It's like orangish a little bit. And he says, "What the? Holy shit!"
Hi, Mavs. Meet Sally the salamander.
You gave it a. What do you guys even?
Oh, you're
salamander?
Sally. You're so cute, isn't? Come on. It's Well, no, it's one of the. Just. Cadmus, can you explain why we need a salamander in the first place?
I mean, it's an ingredient, right?
Living fire.
flame.
It's good. It provides a variety of different options, which are pretty useful. But one is a consistent source of supernatural heat and flame. Salamander bones are also crucial in the variety of alchemical formulae. But also, yes, this one specifically, we need it for the. I think kind of like looks down. Like the main recipe, I guess, is the reductionist way of stating it. But yes, it's necessary.
We can talk on the way. Come on. We have up on. It's a good thing I brought this. And he points towards, as you look at the bed of the pickup, you can see like there's black tarp there, but it's not regular tarp. As you step on it, you can see that it's flame resistant. Like the
Nice.
fires don't spread across it. You better wrap yourself around that and the salamander.
Okay, come on, Sally. Is she like tortillas herself with the salamander and the top,
Onto
like a hot
burrito.
burrito?
The two of you get in. Come on.
Cadmus will hop in again, keeping a wary distance from the fire.
Yeah, Munchies just looks so tired, like done with everything as she climbs in.
Okay. As he drives away, he talks to the three of you. If you open, like, there's in the pickup, there's like a window behind the back seat. If you open that, you can join in the conversation on TV. But he looks towards you, Cadmus, as he says, "You were saying."
Yeah, it's we require the salamander for one of the main recipes that was being looked into. It's one of the key the requirements and ingredients we need. I guess ingredients is probably the wrong word because it's not really an ingredient, but anyway, and now we have it. I just gestured it, and so we're one step closer.
And you're gonna fill me in on where you're gonna do this, because I don't know where I'm driving to, and this is very dangerous.
Yeah, that part we may have. I think it was this a case of we were focused on wondering if we could even achieve getting the salamander, and it went a lot quicker than we thought it would. So now we have it. So now the next step is where we're going. And Cadmus will turn to Munchies and Artie and be like, "Where do you suggest we go?" Team discuss in the effort of democracy.
Can you call your friend? Obviously, doesn't mention him by name, secret organization, all that. Can you call your friend and see if they have somewhere flame resistant that we can do this?
Absolutely. As long as you're both happy with that, sure. Cadmus will take his phone out and call the greatest assembly known to kindred kind, the Almost Assembly. Almost
Okay.
the greatest, I guess.
So you call your touchstone, Robert. Mr. Bartlett. Okay. A prompt ring and a half before he picks up, as he says, "Albert."
Hello, sir. We have successfully retained the living fire requirements of the formulae. We were hoping that there may potentially be somewhere that we can do a suggestion of where to store it to maintain its integrity.
Are all of your ingredients ready?
No, not all of them, but this is just one of the first. We saw an opportunity to retain the living fire and took it as it was one of the main concerns we had, managing to actually acquire a sample, a living sample.
One must not take that creature into the public eyes, or it may burn up everything around it. We cannot bring it to the great scales where you've been staying. I believe if you have all the necessary components, then we must bring you into a main facility. Let me ask you again, Cadmus. Is everything prepared?
Not as yet. No, sir. No, I don't believe we're in a position to perform everything as yet.
What are we waiting for?
It's a like, do we want to? I was like, put the phone down. Like, do we like? Do we just do it now? You happy to?
I
Are we
mean,
happy
yeah,
to?
if I go,
Okay.
I mean, we've
Oh,
got
all right.
How
fiery
are we
shit.
even
Why not?
handling the thing? Let's
Just-
just
I
let's
don't
just
know.
go with.
I've just had a quick debrief with the others, and that was my mistake. We are certainly prepared. There was I thought that there was some further steps required, but they have taken the executive decision to expedite those steps, and they are no longer a requirement, and we are fully prepared and capable of performing everything required. Cabus is kind of like flipping through like what remains of the soggy parts of the book. Like,
What's an insight, one of you? Well, actually, it can't be Auntie because she's holding on for dear life with the salamander behind. Cadmus is busy talking to Bartlett, so I guess it's just Munchies at this point. With 3 successes, you see Mavs glance at the book for the briefest of moments, as if he was completely stunned that Cadmus has it right now. But Robert speaks up, saying, "Very well. There is a warehouse west of the loop. I shall send you the address. Meet me there."
will do.
He hangs up.
Cabus will hang up and be like, "All right, well, well, this is we'll wait for the message back. There's a warehouse that we're heading to that has everything that we need and require. I guess this is it. We're going to do it." And it's just kind of like awkwardly, like kind of like just kind of flicking. He's just like sitting there clapping. It's like, gonna do the thing that we have been planning, and it's all gonna go smoothly and in no way, shape, or form go badly.
Oh yeah, sorry, Mavs. I know we didn't. Technically, we lied. We did have the relic. It's right there. It's just we didn't know if being completely honest, we didn't know if we could trust you, and then we were worried, like what if. It was better to contain the information as much as possible, and then you weren't in danger. Blah blah blah.
He gives a knowing look to Munchies.
Just going to, just
Understandable. But he looks at you once again through the rear view mirror. Well, if you got everything you need, then that means you're ready for that formula, right?
Yep. And all it needs is to be made.
What is the formula?
I don't think it has a name, does it, Cadmus?
Not a decipherable name. It's the grand formula, the greatest achievement, pinnacle of alchemy. It's various plays on the word of great works or greatest achievement. Name, I guess if we successfully perform it, we get to name it. We could call it Cadmus and Friends formula.
Munchies will just keep staring, trying to gauge Mav's reaction to all of this.
You see him give a side eye to Cadmus, like, what the fuck is this guy saying?
Cadmus is very nervous.
We're aware. I don't think you're the only one. It's a creature.
You receive the message, Cadmus, of the location, and I assume you give it to Mavs as he takes you there down to the lower west side of Chicago. And you meet in like this, it's not exactly a big warehouse, it's a smaller one. However, you can see that there is an unmarked van that's just there. And outside is a very well kept gentleman. He's wearing glasses, graying hairs, got like a nice, stash and a beard going on. And he just waits there expectedly.
Auntie like slides off the bed of the truck and is like, Mavs, you don't mind if I borrow this, do you? And like takes the tarp and kind of puts it over her like a cloak, like around her and the salamander.
Guess this is your stop. He looks towards you and Ava, Cadmus.
Thank you for your help.
He's still looking at your little bag. Will you let me see it?
It's not really in a great condition. It's been through a lot. Is there a specific thing you're looking for that I could help you with, maybe?
Whatever Sonia was researching. I want to see it.
Oh, okay. Cadmus will kind of take out in them, because it's not so much there. This is the parts that he's managed to dry out and stick back together again after it's gone through Munchie's esophagus. And they sort of open it and peel a couple of dried pages apart and be like, it really depends on and sort of he's gonna kind of step back a little bit and just show it to Mavs. Be like, the parts that Sonia were mainly interested in, I think, were the practical effects, specifically around elevate and the street market value on how to synthesize correctly the euphoria that it creates. But I mean, that's not also say that Sonia wasn't also capable of looking into further options. But I think also Sonia's predilection towards maybe earning more of a economical sort of asset accumulation would be more towards what I imagine that she was looking into.
He gives a look towards Munchies once again. You remember, Ava, that you had a conversation with Mavs and you told him. You told him about the book, and he told you that he knew what Sonia was up to. Really, Cadmus? That's all. That's what she was interested in.
I mean, it's kind of operating on an assumption here. I can't really. I'm in a position to ask her what her main interest is. I'm just going based on the experience I had working alongside Sonia and speaking with her, and then what I can kind of extrapolate from her intentions would be in using a book like this. But I don't know if you have any additional insights.
Thing, Cadmus. He already knows what Sonia
the big thing.
Yeah.
Oh. Then yeah, it's the big one. The one that Cadmus was kind of flip. The one that we're working on now. That too.
You see his demeanor kind of shift even more. Munchies, with their 3 successes. It's more intense and cold at the same time. It's almost like his eyes are completely drawn to it. And he looks at Cadmus in a certain way. A certain amount of distrust with the way Cadmus is handling the questions as well as the book.
Hey. Mav.
Yeah.
We're trying to finish what Sonia started. So unless you want her work to go to waste, let us do the work.
I'm not stopping you. Why are you talking like I'm gonna stop you?
I know Sonia is really important to you, but we don't even know what this thing does. But you have to trust us just like we trusted you, Mav.
He just kind of just shakes his head subtly. If you need anything else, let me know.
Please be safe.
Turns around and gets in the pickup and begins driving off.
Like as he's driving off and Munchies is waving at the car, just driving away, she'll tell Cadmus, doesn't look like Mav's trusting us with the recipe very much. So we better try to finish this as fast as we can, if possible.
I think nearly everyone we've encountered when it comes to this final recipe is essentially just decided that like it either belongs to them or it's going to be theirs or we shouldn't have it. Like at this point, I think anyone really outside those here, we should assume everyone has an agenda for what they want to use this final work for.
Mr. Bartlett looks at you, Priscilla, as he kind of just, furrows his brows. I see you've got a problem.
I mean, I'm fine. I took the stuff that Cadmus gave me, flame resistant. Apart from keeping this thing contained, obviously, yes.
I wonder if this will all be worth it in the end. Please, get in the vehicle. We have little time.
Auntie gets in.
He gives a knowing look to both Ava and Cadmus.
Cadmus will hop in.
Okay. So you guys pile into the van. The engine starts and he begins driving off on the Lower West Side. As you make it, you drive through the streets. You can see that he takes several turns left and right. It's almost as if he was being extra careful with what he's doing right now. But eventually, you guys would end up, a rather large building. As you leave the Lower West Side and move further north to the proper west side of Chicago, you look at a large facility in front of you. It looks semi-abandoned, or at least it looks empty. There's a few lights and floors here, but it's about 5, 6 stories high, and it looks like it is a medical facility, or was a medical facility at some point. There's a big red cross on the outside, but the lights are off, so you don't read it. But it just says hospital. There is no name attached to the hospital itself, but it just says hospital. He drives in. There is a parking area underneath or inside. And as you guys make it outside, you can see that there is an elevator that directly takes you up. Bartlett gestures for you all to follow him. And eventually you guys make it to the lift. Presses number 6 on the elevator door. And you are transported to the upper floors of this building. You would notice that everything here is sterile, everything is white, everything is clean. As you make it to the 6th floor, you hear that ding, door opens up, and you can see a hallway that leads into a massive room. And you see Bartlett take out a key card as he slides it in through a little device on the right hand side, as he beeps in a couple numbers as the door parts open to reveal a laboratory. It's almost futuristic the way it looks. It sharply contrasts whatever is outside of it. It looks abandoned and whatnot, but inside it is seamless with technology. In the center of the lab, Cadmus, you would immediately see that there is a device, or rather a machine. You would recognize it to be the Itami. I don't know if you've heard about it, but you'll see here in a second what it is. There's a few shelves lined with ingredients and whatnot, and there's a few computers with large boxes that you can imagine are filled with hard drives and information and whatnot. There's a few people mulling about, but at the center of it as well is an older gentleman. Looks like he's in a doctor's outfit, and he wears big round glasses. He's a little on the heavier side, but the way he looks around is very calculated. Welcome to the Nexus. This is where you will be performing your creations, Cadmus.
Yeah, it's a very good setup. Can't believe I haven't heard of something like this before.
Very well hidden. It's been acquired by, well, the doctor from previous owners. Please, right this way, he says as he gestures for the three of you to once again follow him. Okay. He steps forward. Eventually, he makes it towards the center. But you would see this older gentleman. His bald head. Oh, it's not balding. He's balding. His big round glasses and his big eyes are kind of just studying the three of you carefully. Underneath is a name tag that says Net Church. Good evening, neonates.
Good evening.
Hi.
I see that Bartlett has deemed you ready. I am Dr. Netchurch, an ally of the Assembly. I've come here to observe the wonders of the Chicago thin blood phenomenon. The three of you must be this group that our purple-haired friend mentioned before. Please, I'd like to meet all of you. He looks at you, Auntie, as you're on fire.
Yeah, I guess. My name's Auntie. This is Sally the Salamander.
Interesting specimen. So-called fire salamander. Yes.
She's very sassy.
How do you know it's a she?
I don't. I was bored in the van waiting for you guys, waiting for Mav, so I just decided to name her.
Pleased to meet you, Auntie. You are?
My name's Ava Chang, and it's very nice to meet you.
He nods. And he turns towards Cadmus.
I'm in amongst the ranks here. Cadmus is probably the name you most know me by. You may be familiar with my work out on the street under the pseudonym of Bacon Lettuce Tomato.
An interesting pseudonym.
It's
Something food
attributed to me. I
related.
didn't
First in my research, he says he continually types on his iPad quickly. And here we have our most cutting-edge technology as of yet. New model that the other Duskborne have procured for us. Something called the Itami. An all-in-one Athenor, as they say. My
Amazing.
curiosities lie with the three of you, and a lot of questions that need to be answered. However, we are burning moonlight, and I wanted to make sure that the three of you are comfortable here. Is there anything
Yeah.
that you require?
I require somewhere to put this salamander so that when this concoction I drank wears off, I don't burn to death. That would be nice.
Right. We've prepared a chamber for the salamander, and he gestures for one of the assistants to come. You can see it. They put they roll out this platform of some sort, and then there's a top lid of it, and they open it up, and you can see that there is some sort of lining around it. And he gestures for you to put the salamander in there.
Puts the salamander in there.
They shut it, and as the salamander is trapped, you can see that the whole thing lights up, and you can see Sally through this tempered glass that you can peek through, and you can see that she's just skittering around there, breathing flames and whatnot. However, you can see that this platform is fire resistant as well, to a certain degree.
Now behave yourself, Sally.
Maybe she needs like a treat. I don't know what salamanders eat though. A fire salamander, more or less.
I mean, I think it's just a a treat might be nice. Kind of still just busy looking around. He's like, yeah, maybe you're right.
I mean, if it's a living creature, it's probably going to need some kind of food at some point.
Do you think it's so much like a creature as like sort of, like if you looked at analogous to maybe lightning, how lightning will seek the most efficient path to ground itself? Just kind of that, just expanded a bigger area. It's not so much a creature as elemental energy that has its own sort of rudimentary sentience. It's like food. I mean, I guess it could work.
Now, tell me all about your misadventures the recent nights. How did you get to this point? Please, I am very, very curious. The Thin Blood experience is different for every single one of you.
I'm just kind of put, but I can provide maybe a brief summary. We were given information. Others were aware we had that information. My house got blown up. Auntie had a number of romantic trysts. Munchies had a lot of conversations with people. We had more. There was a lot of other shooting. We managed to make enemies of nearly everybody. There was a bit more romance, a bit more shooting. Then we got the recipe and the salamander.
Yeah,
You
the
can see him typing
sunburners.
similar to human experience. Continue.
The sunburners who, if they aren't dead, I will hunt down and kill all of them. Interesting. Seem to burn themselves in daylight or something as some kind of like right to enter their gang or
I
something.
don't know. It's probably some kink stuff.
Cult
happening
thing.
there.
I don't know. Yeah.
Ritualistic
Which is connected to
tendencies.
S16.
Huh. Yes. Employed by the Sabbat themselves. Have you heard?
No, not. I mean, we've heard like what were they? Some other crazy people.
Like the crazy vampires, right?
Yeah, I
Or-
think those are the crazy vampires.
Fanatics is one way to put them. However, every single kindred could be considered a fanatic themselves should they choose to believe in a higher being, a higher power, or some fallacies regarding our origins.
I think it's a case of just they had the capability of going out in the sun, so they continue to exhibit that capability to keep others at bay. Like if there's something that you're capable of, but they're not, continually reminding them that you have that capability is a good way to keep them on a bit off balance, I guess.
Interesting.
I mean, I can go out the day. Doesn't mean I do it for kicks. Be like, oh, look how tough I am. I can be out in the daytime. Idiots.
A fascinating concept that both you and them have different experiences. It matches the data, but also contradicts it. Interesting. Very, very interesting, he says, continually typing on his iPad as he looks at the three of you unblinkingly.
Have you spoken to a lot of like thin bloods? Are we talking about data? Have you got a lot of thin blood data?
In a sense, yes.
Is it common to have a lot of anger and like a bestial side that kind of comes out sometimes? Because I noticed like Munchies and Cadmus don't really react the same way I do when, you know, something happens that really pisses me off. I tend to kind of lose my shit very literally.
Symptoms of, he continues typing, exhibits symptoms of rage and uncontrollable violence. Perhaps you have the blood of a clan that's been passed down to you. Their trait, of course, is exactly as you mentioned. The Bruja clan. You might be a descendant of theirs.
Okay. Are they also really strong?
And violent.
Like, well, maybe then that kind of tracks.
Certain thin bloods have this symptom, or rather trait. Some don't, and that is the most curious thing. Each of you are different in your own ways. There is no set stereotype or class for you, which is why I've taken it as my life goal to study, to research the Duskborne phenomenon.
Are you a Duskborne?
Good heavens. No. Although that might be quite useful if I was. I'd offer many, many different insights. No, my child. I'm of Clan Malkavian.
Oh.
Which one is that one?
Like that guy we met that sold us the blood for the recipe. You know, the one with the big clock behind him? I think they're the same. The clock guy, remember
What's his
the
name?
clock guy?
The Michael.
Michael, yeah, Michael.
Oh, he's very nice. I liked him. He wanted to be a hero.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time talking about comic books.
I see. Yes, well, my clan is eccentric, to say the least. Researchers, seers, prophets, that's what they called us back in the day.
And what do they call you now?
Nothing polite. Our reputation has gone down the drain, as they would say. However, I care little for political struggles and ambitions. As mentioned, I've told you what my life goal is.
Well, we've got something in common. Our reputation has also, well, I don't know if it was ever great, but they don't like us either. So we have that in common, I guess.
I don't think we have any reputation.
I mean, the reputation that we're terrible and must die, I guess.
Ah, yes. This is a common belief amongst the members of the Camarilla, the Ivory Tower, that the Thin Bloods must be terminated, extinguished. The flames, he giggles to himself as he gestures to you on TP, must be put out before they spread. How ironic that I brought you under my roof.
True. Although I wonder if by them doing that is the whole reason that if it's true, then maybe them doing that is the whole reason that the Thin Bloods would cause their destruction anyway. If they didn't hunt us down, then we wouldn't feel the need to rebel and attack them. So maybe they're causing their own destruction. Just a thought.
Yes, I agree with this sentiment. They're merely stoking the flames that are already present. And by doing so, it only makes the fires grow brighter. 3 of you are proof. You've come all this way, done all your research, I imagine. But you need more, don't you? You need to surpass your limits. You need to know what's next for you, Mr. Cadmus. Tell me, what is it about this book that is so valiant?
It contains logical layout and very insightful guide to cooking and retaining the understanding on how to cook a number of alchemical formula. A very large number, probably the largest I've ever seen. Though I haven't seen many, but it's still very large.
And this final formula, have you completely understood what it does?
Definitely not. I haven't performed it yet. There's no way I can completely understand something I haven't seen through to its entirety.
He begins typing on his iPad again. Well, let's hope that Miss Sonia was correct about the 3 of you to make this happen. You have freedom to use this facility, although I will vacate the premises soon, for I am much needed elsewhere. Are there any questions I can answer for you before I leave?
What was Sonia's opinion of us?
Logically thinking, she said that the 3 of you, specifically Cadmus, will probably have the largest potential with regards to alchemy. Auntie, of course. Well, rather, actually, I don't know how to refer you as. Was it Auntie or Priscilla?
Auntie's fine.
See. Well, Auntie. She regarded you as the strongest one among you, or at least the fresh comers of the city. And you, Ava Cheng. She didn't quite describe what you're capable of. However, she did mention that you're connected to some very powerful folk outside this country. Potential backers or potential enemies? That question I leave up to you.
Well, that would depend on what Cadmus ends up making.
I guess we'll see.
If that is all, then I bid you all farewell and the best of luck. I'm sure you'll need it.
See you at church.
Bartlett, he says as he calls upon Bartlett, and they exchange a few words as they walk out, leaving the three of you to your own devices.
Every time
Just looking around.
we come across someone who asks more about this recipe, I feel like they have their own idea on this is what's going to happen. This is what we're supposed to do with it. I don't know if anyone else
Probably.
is getting that impression.
Yeah. But I guess that's the same with anything that's like powerful. That, you know.
The thing is, nobody even knows what it's gonna
No,
be.
they don't.
So
I mean, they
just
could
all
take a guess, I
pretending.
guess, but you know.
What's the plan once you make it, Cadmus? You want to test it? Do you want to?
Depends on what the results are, I guess. I mean, if we're following the methodology of the almost assembly, then the goal would be to see if it has sort of achieved their goal of transcending what we consider the supernatural limits of our being. I mean, if we're going off by what the martyrdom cult we dealt with is, just seeing how much UV radiation you can take in one hit seems to be their measurement of success.
So it's gonna make like vampires sunproof or something? Or
Maybe. I think that's like they kind of seem to be hand in hand with the two of them. Although I don't know how they're like these people like who like like if they don't burn in the sun at all, I feel like that kind of renders membership into their sort of religion a bit irrelevant. But I think the ideal goal that most of them have is the almost assembly want to create I guess a super kindred, using what the terminology what increase all of the powers but lose all of the weaknesses. But yeah, I guess it ends up depends on how it works.
I guess we won't know until you make it.
Very true.
Okay, so do you immediately get started on the formula, Cadmus? You can see that in the facility there is a sleeping quarters to the left. It's almost similar to the Great Scales where you guys were hiding out for a couple of days, and it looks very, very almost identical to that, but this is just larger and more high tech. There's also a few people here that are working. You can't tell if they're Thin Bloods or just regular humans, but they seem to be working under Bartlett and Netchurch. So, what do you guys do?
Cadmus will probably start just prepping everything, get everything ready.
Okay. Do you do any more research with regards to the last formula, or do you just begin?
I'll probably no. Before I begin, I'll probably lay out all the ingredients that we have, everything that we need, or everything, just so it's easy there to grab, and then do some further research.
Okay. Auntie and Munchies, do you guys do anything in particular as he's preparing?
No, Auntie is just gonna kind of hang around Cadmus, not in his immediate area, but close enough that because she doesn't really know any of these people. So if Cadmus finishes making it and they're like, seize him, she's just gonna loiter around in a seemingly casual kind of bodyguard-esque vibe.
All right, just menacingly stand there while you're on fire.
Yeah.
The flame kind of sizzle out after a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Okay, and Munchies.
I'm gonna be what's the best word? Prowling around, trying to see a spot if there's any cameras around here. They did mention they'll be watching, so there's most likely gonna be cameras around, but I want to spot where exactly they are and if there's any other exit aside from the ones that we've gone through.
Sure. If you look around you, without a roll, you can see that all four corners have cameras. All four corners of the ceiling have cameras. And in the center of the room, there is a massive like dome shaped. There's a dome there, and you can assume that it's a camera itself. But you can see that at the back of the room, there is a computer with like 8 different monitors there. That's monitoring the outside of the facility.
Okay, I'm gonna just keep watching that monitor.
Okay, there's an operator there, and he's just like looking at you before before he is entranced by your beauty as you are stunning, right? You can see him kind of just being distracted from his work as he says, "Hey, you want to see something cool?"
Yeah.
And he presses a few buttons on his keyboard before you can see all the different screens kind of shift, different cameras all around the building itself. And he says, "I can even access the street cameras, that's nearby."
Oh, that's really cool. Can you just keep an eye on those for us?
Yeah, sure. We were instructed to keep you guys safe. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, you're the best.
I'm Jim, by the way. I'm Jim.
Hmm. Thanks, Jim.
He smiles all stupidly to himself as he says, "She smiled at me. Others are gonna be so jealous about this."
Yeah, Lunches is gonna go back to the group and just tell Cadmus and Auntie that all their instructions is to keep us safe.
For how long?
That is the question.
Cadmus, if you flip over the book and you can see the recipe itself, you know that majority of it is in Latin. Now it's gonna take you a couple hours at least to decipher everything, as now you've been given proper facility. There's knowledge, there's a computer, there's a laptop you can use. All of it is present here. So if you begin researching, I need you to roll your intelligence and academics. Auntie, you don't need to make a roll to look menacing at all. Unless there's anything else that you'd like to do. They're just chilling. You're not even. They don't want to bother you or anything. And matter of fact, they look at you as if they were expecting orders or anything like that.
Just standing there.
No,
Keep an
but
eye.
come on, Auntie. Do you want any food? Are you hungry? Cadmus, are you hungry?
Cadmus kind of look up from the book and be like, "No, I'm good. I've got coffee."
Okay. Cadmus, with those 3 successes, you would see eventually I'll get to that. As 3 of you make yourselves comfortable and get to know the facility a little bit more and wait for Cadmus to finish up reading. Cadmus, you would realize that the book, the recipe, calls for a few nights' time to complete. If you guys don't have anything in particular that you want to do, we're gonna go ahead and skip this night as we begin, as we start brewing the alchemical formula itself. Is there anything in particular you guys want to do as of right now?
I probably need a drink.
Just eat and food. Okay, yeah. Drinks will be provided to you. There is like a little cooler off to the side that is filled with all sorts of blood bags, all different blood types and all that, but they don't have any resonance at all. It's just food.
Yeah, I'll just start drinking one, like sipping on it like a juice bag.
Sure. Auntie, is there a particular thing you want to do?
She's good. She doesn't trust this whole we're going to take you into this secret lab and let you do this really powerful thing and then just be super chill about it. So she's just, she's just, keeping an eye on everything. She doesn't know these people, really.
Sure. Okay. As we end tonight with all three of you seemingly just, doing your own thing, Cadmus, at the end of the night, you would finally decipher majority of the formula itself, leaving you with what you see up on screen right now. It's a rough translation of everything that you have just, studied. You would come to realize that the original name of this formula is called Sanguis Ascensionis. Rough translation is blood ascension. And the night ends with all three of you, I'm assuming, falling into torpor, going to sleep, and all that. And the next evening calls for a particular thing that needs to do according to the formula. Cadmus, it says that the brew needs 4 nights to complete, with continual flames from a fiery dragon. You have to simmer the ingredients on the first night with the last rays of sun, and then underneath the moonlight the next nights. I find this easy and simple enough. However, you guys don't have the proper ingredients yet. Remember that you ordered 5 humors from Michael. However, he hasn't been in touch with you. The next evening rolls around, and you would finally get a call, Munchies.
Hi, this is Ava. Or Munchies, depending on who's asking.
Where do we deliver your order?
Just give me one moment. Cadmus, where can we pick up the stuff? That's not here, obviously.
Yeah, no, here's a bad idea. I don't know, wherever any of you are happy to go pick it up, or we can send someone to go pick it up, whatever. We can send it to what's the restaurant that you liked that served the.
We're not bringing. Well, I'll just go to Jackie's. It's fine. I'll pick it up. Come back. We can get this done.
I'll come with you.
So you guys want to go to Chinatown?
That's so far, though. Like, we're in the Lower West Side right now. How far is
Can we
that?
not just find like some random place that's like
Is there a nearest
three
park
blocks
or,
away
like,
or something?
a convenience store or like something?
Okay, so you guys try to find like the nearest thing possible where you can meet up a couple blocks away from the.
Yeah, like a bit of a
Nexus?
distance away from the place. Yeah, but like some kind of
Sure. Okay. No worries. You give an address, 34th on Racine, and you guys meet up there. You can see that there is a vehicle that has 5 different people, seemingly dazed.
Okay, I did not expect that. Well, that kind of makes sense considering that they lose their resonance once you okay, how do we lead this car? Is there anybody in the car or anything aside
Yeah,
from the
there's a driver, but there's no one else. He just looks at the 3 of you, and it looks like he's okay. If you want to take a look at the driver, I need you to roll wits and awareness. Okay, 3 and 4, sure. You would see a rather tall individual wearing like maybe a trench coat, and underneath the trench coat is it looks like it's raggedy, dirty clothes. However, his unkempt beard and his bald, seemingly bald head, he looks at you all with intensity and suspicion, but he doesn't say anything.
We can take it from here. Do we take the people, or do we take the van? Like, what's the...
He just gestures for the people.
Okay. Auntie will start like gesturing for the people to come out of the van. Munchies, you might be better at this, as you're good at, Well, actually, maybe you shouldn't use your thing because you don't want to change anything.
No, yes, no.
Yeah, okay.
That is a bad idea.
Come along this way, please, in an orderly, boring fashion where nothing will change. Thank you. Come along.
You see these individuals are just, you can easily tell, Auntie, with your successes, that they're high off their minds.
Mm-hmm.
She's
just gonna like take them by the
person.
hand. Yeah.
Just grab,
She will literally just take them over the shoulder, another person over the shoulder, just collect
you can see
them.
that the individual looking at the two of you, he's shaking his head, and he speaks in a vaguely British accent as he says, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
That's very suspicious, Auntie. Just hold them by hand.
Well, I've only got 2 hands. How am I supposed to hold all of them?
We're here, so we'll hold the others. It's okay.
Okay, then let's
grab
go.
a person.
I don't know.
I'm happy to take the people where you need them to be taken.
No. Thanks,
Suit
but no.
yourself. He just shrugs. He gives you a nod and gets in the vehicle and drives away.
It's like man's
my
never
job
made
is
a
done
secret, like, no, we don't want to take them to the place where we got, like, why has this never come up before? What do you mean? Ugh,
Okay,
God,
Auntie,
anyway.
it's okay. Just hold like 2 hands.
Surrounded
Start
by
leading
idiots.
them.
She starts like grabs 2 people.
Yes,
Starts bringing them along.
Munchies will make Cadmus hold hands with one of them while she holds 2.
Is Cadmus with you? No,
Okay.
it's just 2 of you.
No, it's just me and you
Alright,
and me.
so now
That's
you're
why I was like,
transporting
how have I only
5
got 2
drug
hands?
It's okay, I've got 2 hands. Just grab the 3rd one and put them on top of the other people's hands.
I'm not gonna make you guys roll and make this any more difficult than it should be, or it is. You guys somehow make it back to the facility with 5 different people that are strung out. They are completely wired by some drug. You have no idea what they're drugged with, but you guys make it back to the facility with your order. 5 different humors.
Uber Eats.
Delicious.
This auntie comes in with the people.
I still don't know which one has like the no resonance. How do you know? Like which one is which? You just grab one of each and what's no resonance mean? Like
Empty, right? Nothing.
But nothing strong at least.
empty, but that's like dead, right? No resonance. Like blood bags and stuff.
Yeah.
Bartlett speaks up as he's been there the entire time. He's just kind of supervising as he says. It's the complete lack of emotions, actually.
Like a psychopath?
No, a sociopath.
Okay, I'm gonna take a step away from this group of people.
Oh, they're fine. They're like loopy anyway. Not gonna do anything.
I don't know. I don't want to
Plus,
get
I could snap them
stabbed.
like a twig anyway. I mean, look at them.
They look like zombies right now, as they just like if you push one of them, it kind of creates a crescendo effect, like a domino effect rather, and they kind of bump into one another, and they're kind of just swaying left and right, smiling to themselves.
There's also the chance that they are. Well, I guess I'm not there, but Cadmus is. Actually, no. Take back my comment. I'm just going back to my book.
Have you discovered something new, Albert?
Not necessarily. Nothing new. Nothing. I think that we weren't really able to infer already. But soon enough we'll have the details all there. Like once we get the recipe put together, is there some sort of desired result that you're looking for?
You tell me, Mr. Cadmus.
Any result really, as long as there is a result, I'll be happy.
We're simply here to observe what's next. You know just as much as we do.
Well, from what I'm able to, as time goes on, more and more is becoming clear of what the at least intended result seems to be from this ritual. And it is very firmly in line with what my understanding of the overall goal that the assembly has or is looking towards, which should be excellent.
He looks at you. It seems almost too easy, does it not?
Things can be easy. I mean, it's definitely not been easy from my point of view, and for us to get to this point. So,
this is true. Well, I commend you for your work.
thank you.
I'm sure the doctor would be here if he was not called upon by some other forces. He really wanted to see this through.
So, was there somewhere specific they were called off to?
There's a movement in California that he is being asked to observe.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of movement is it?
Well, as far as we know, it's pertaining to your kind. The
Good for
Chicago
them.
populace is growing a bit slowly, much slower compared to that of LA. I wonder if something big will happen there soon.
Sounds likely.
In any case, please don't let me stop you from the brew.
Yeah, let's just go back to reading and preparing.
Just as the formula says, Cadmus, you will need 4 nights to perform this. You're only on the second night. And I imagine that you let the sun rays peek through as you brew this formula. And now that you have, actually, you haven't even started it yet, as you guys are, you're just researching because you didn't have all the ingredients. So you're gonna have to start your formula tonight if you can. You have the blood of an elder. You have the 5 different humors now. You have the fire that's needed to, to boil and simmer the brew. And finally, you have you, the red worker that needs to create this formula. So, what does this look like for the audience, Cadmus?
I guess especially for it taking this long, like Cadmus will be just going back and forth, adjusting the atome, like just kind of getting it prepared, just probably pouring liquid into it, taking some out, just making sure it's clean and balanced. There's probably a whole bunch of weird things boiling and bubbling around as Cadmus is just trying to test various different ingredients for their purity, just checking if there's no sort of contaminants in anything or across anything, as we're only going to get one shot with everything here. So it's just Cadmus pretty much just repeating and re-repeating, cleaning and test runs, just making sure everything comes out as clear as possible.
And It has to be clear here that you only get one shot at this. Because you only have one salamander. You only have time. You only so much time. You only have this many ingredients.
I'll also probably be trying to accumulate a bunch of blood bags and just in a freezer nearby. It's just going to be a long slog. So just making sure we've got access to easy food on the way or when we're here.
Do you guys help him in any way, or in what way do you guys try to assist Cadmus here?
Just whatever he needs. If he needs, if he's boiling and toiling away and he needs something, Auntie is happy to run around and get stuff. If he needs when he needs blood from the people, she's happy to take that to just whatever extra pair of hands he needs to do things while he's concentrating on other stuff.
I don't know if Cadmus would need it, but compared to him, Munchies is not a very skilled alchemist, but she is still an alchemist in her own way. So if he needs extra input on something, Munchies will discuss it with him.
Sure. And all three of you have a particular, contribution to this formula. Cadmus mainly being the alchemist, brewing things, mixing things together, throwing stuff in. Auntie, I imagine with your strength, you're able to move the Itami as well as fetch the salamander if needed. And Munchies, you have a unique point of view here, as you can be an outside perspective, but as well as, try to get the ingredients and talk to the people you need to talk to get more ingredients. It all comes together here quickly. And my question is, do you guys tell anybody that you make contact with your touchstones, at least to let them know, because you have been missing and you would get calls from them, especially Sunny, who would be constantly texting you.
Yeah, Auntie would call Warren and Zach to let them know that don't worry, I am not missing. I'm doing a thing.
Yeah, Munchies will give a call to Sunny at some point throughout the days as well, to let him know what's happening, but not in complete detail. But she's gonna try to refocus the worry more on the stalker than on to what we're doing right now.
On the third night that you guys are staying here, you have one last night here to complete this formula. You would see that in the Itami, you would see that the brew has significantly been reduced to a certain amount. That's almost like a quarter is left of the blood and the vitae that were mixed in with Cadmus's ingredients and whatnot. As you read the formula, it kind of jars you, Cadmus, that you're almost at the end of the line here. It's almost done. All this work you guys have put in, it almost seems too easy, just like Bartlett said. However, it wasn't easy for you guys. It was not. There's been a couple people lost on the way to get here. On that third night, Munchies, Jim approaches you as he kind of just says, hey, I don't know how to put this to you guys, but this is the third night in a row where an unmarked van has been roaming around the block. It's not ours.
Okay, thank you, Jim, for letting us know. Have you had any images or any pictures of what the people driving or people inside the car, or are they just roaming around the whole time?
To be honest with you, it's hard to see. But we did look. He pulls up a video of this unmarked vehicle parking like down the street further away from this building, and you can see that the window is pulled down, and a person approaches from the side. Someone that looks to be maybe wearing a very tight shirt that reveals his muscles and whatnot. He's of African American heritage, and he's very tall. And you see them exchanging words and whatnot. But if you zoom in on that image, you would recognize that this person might be Big Papa.
That's great. That's so fun. Okay. Again, thank you, Jim. Gonna let my companions know as well. They haven't pinpointed the building yet, have they? They haven't tried to approach the building, just going around the block.
Well, I mean, we didn't really have much to go off of, but 3 nights. I mean, 1 night is, it's nothing. Twice might be a coincidence, but a 3rd night could be considered stalking. So, I don't know if you guys know this, people, but this is really weird. I sit here every night on surveillance and never seen this vehicle ever.
Yeah, because they're exactly what you just said. There are stalkers, and remember, you're here to keep us safe. These are the people you're supposed to keep us safe from. So, how do we make
I
this?
mean, I can just file a report to the police. I can call them, and on what though? I mean, there's really nothing that we can pin them on. They're just people driving around.
Exactly. Okay.
It is at this point that Albert, you see that the formula is almost ready. After tonight, you would know that the formula would be prepared for consumption.
Perfect.
Okay, I'll just give me 1 moment, Jim, okay? As I turn around towards Auntie and Cadmus, going like, so we have Big Papa at our doorsteps. Well, not exactly at our doorsteps. It's just going around like a creep around the building, the block.
Okay, I'm gonna go kick his ass. Don't worry about it.
I'd rather you're not seen going outside of this building, Auntie.
Well, can we not watch him on the camera, see when he's the other side of the building? I'll come out, go across the road, come from a different angle, and then beat the shit out of him.
Is there a possibility that we can grab your newly turned ex-husband to help perhaps draw them away?
So we can fuck him up in a slightly different location. Sure.
We don't want the police roaming around here, or at least having the attention around here.
Oh, it's not going to take that long.
Still, if you pick a fight here, then they know that we're here, and they're just gonna keep on coming, and when it's gonna be annoying.
Look, we just need 1 night. He's not going to be saying much after tonight, trust me.
Okay, that's a very concerning sentence, but you do what you do best, Auntie. I know you have beef with him. I'll stay with Cadmus. We'll keep an eye on the cameras with my best guy here, Jim. And
Hey, Jim.
yeah.
Hi.
Okay, so Auntie, you're gonna take preliminary actions before anything happens and kick his ass. Whoever's driving the van.
Yep. Anyone in the van, around the van, on top of the van is gonna have all of their ass kicked. Yes.
Sure. Okay. Cadmus, you can't leave the formula as it's been brewing for a couple of nights now. You need just one last evening to get this all taken care of. And Munchies, you stay alongside Jim and observe. Okay. The three of you go your own, do your own tasks, just so you can complete this formula finally. As Auntie kind of steps out, Munchie is looking at the monitors and whatnot, and Cadmus focusing on the simmering and the reduction of said recipe. Camera then cuts away towards a particular alleyway, far further down the road. You see an individual speaking on the phone. Tall African-American gentleman who we haven't seen a lot, but he's been present since the beginning. Man by the name of Big Papa. He's all tattooed up and looking mean as hell. He speaks on the phone with an indiscernible voice. He says, "Yeah, they're all here. Yeah. We'll take care of it. Just make sure you wire the money." Right. And a few more indiscernible noises coming from the other side, seemingly commands, before he says, "Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll save your precious fiancé for last." The camera cuts to black, and we end tonight's session. All right. And that wraps tonight up. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been great. We're down to our last episode next week, so hurrah, we made it through, guys. Almost done with the chronicle. Yeah, thank you guys once again. Let's go around the table, introduce ourselves. Name is Lou, and I've been the storyteller for this evening.
I'm Joel, and I'm playing Cadmus, the extremely nervous, scared, concerned, hyper-focused alchemist.
I'm Haley. I've been playing Auntie, who is extremely looking forward to kicking the shit out of Big Papa once again.
And I'm Rena, and I've been playing as Munchies, also known as Ava Chang. And can you add my ex-fiance, not current fiance, to the list, Auntie? Or I'll beat him up myself. Thank you.
Yeah, no. Big Papa's number one, fiance straight afterwards.
Thank you. There's only one fiance there, and it's Sunny. Thank you.
Don't worry, I'm gonna pick up that phone and be like, Big Papa's dead. You're next, bitch. Put the phone down.
I love this. Okay, and thank you guys very much, and we'll see you again next week for the last episode of Magnum Opus. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.